What's old is new again. It's Santa Fe's oldest hotel, La Fonda on the Plaza. The inn on Santa Fe's Plaza was a popular landmark through the Mexican-American War, Civil War, and the Topeka-Santa Fe Railroad expansion. And after a major overhaul, the historic hotel is once again a benchmark of Santa Fe style. And the woman who restored the La Fonda to her former glory is architect Barbara Felix. And joining her along with me is Jennifer Kimball, and you are the chairman of the board on La Fonda. Is that right?
That's right.
Fantastic, ladies. Thank you for being with us this morning.
It's a pleasure.
So, Jennifer, can you share just a brief history about La Fonda?
Sure, I'd love to. So there's been a hotel on the site since the 1600s, so it's the oldest hotel site in the entire country, which is really exciting.
Yeah.
The hotel we're in now was built in the early 1920s, and in 1929 the Santa Fe Railroad and the Fred Harvey Company purchased the hotel. And they did some renovations, and then in 1968 the present owners, the Ballin family, bought the hotel, and then they did different renovations. In 1974 they enclosed the outdoor patio and made it the restaurant that you see now. And then in 1984 we built the parking garage. There wasn't an enclosed parking garage, and so till today, and now we've undertaken the largest renovation and I think the largest change to La Fonda since this building was built in the early 20s, so it's really exciting.
That's, yeah, very exciting. So Barbara, what did you find the most compelling about this renovation?
I think it was a little daunting and a little interesting to step into the footsteps of some of the most well-known architects in the Southwest. So Rapp and Hendrickson out of southwestern Colorado, John Gaumeme, who was the UNM architect for 40 years, and then of course Mary Elizabeth Jane Coulter. When she started architecture, I think less than 1% of architects in the country were female. So it was pretty incredible to step into her footsteps.
Wow, that's great. Well, so can you briefly take us through that restoration process?
Sure. One of the great things is because there's not actually a lot known about Coulter, but there's a lot known about Meme. And so the UNM Zimmerman Library had a lot of information. The hotel had original drawings from Coulter and Meme, and so we did a lot of research. Jenny and I actually went on a trip and researched existing buildings that Coulter still has.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, so there's a hotel in Winslow, Arizona. There's a project in Arizona in the Painted Desert Park. We went to the Grand Canyon, looked at her buildings there, because she was doing projects from Chicago through Los Angeles.
No kidding.
And most of her buildings have actually been destroyed, and so it was pretty fun to go look at painted glass, what she was doing with furniture, what she was doing with local artists. And the hotel has such a strong history of artists, we felt it was really important to tie back into that.
Absolutely, and I appreciate that. So what was the most challenging part of the project for you?
I think there was really kind of two things. One, it's always a bit challenging to go into a historic property.
Sure.
The codes are different, so 1920 bathrooms were cute and charming and lovely, not actually what we would expect in today's bathrooms. Electrical needs a little bit different. They didn't really even have a lot of lighting, much less iPads, iPhones, everything else that we all assume everybody needs today. So there was a little bit of challenge with that. And then I think also just the fact that the hotel stayed open. The hotel did a remarkable job of keeping staff occupied through the whole thing. The hotel was stayed in business while it was open, and again, at some point we had 220 workers on site and guests, and 3 shifts. So that was a bit of a challenge.
Well, of course, you know, La Fonda, there are so many great things to do, and we encourage everyone to get out there. I mean, we could talk all morning about this, but just remind us, Jennifer, real quick, where La Fonda is located.
La Fonda is at 100 East San Francisco Street, which is basically the end of the Santa Fe Trail.
Okay.
So we're the only hotel right on the Santa Fe Plaza. So easy to find. Come to Santa Fe and head north.
That's great. And just real quick before we get out, we've got this piece of tile here. What's the story with this little guy?
We hired a local artist, Kelly Jo Kuchar, from Albuquerque, to design different scenes of New Mexico, and each are hand done and hand painted, and each one is in the bathrooms, in the new guest rooms. And so we've had her paint this that we're selling the gift shop and giving as gifts to VIPs.
That's
so
fantastic.
Trying to bring the current artist into the hotel, as Mary Coulter did back in the 20s.
Great. Well, ladies, thank you so much, and congratulations on finally completing the renovations.